Consequent to the demolition of the disputed structure at Ayodhya, a no-confidence motion was introduced in Parliament in 1992. During the dialogues which ensued, Pratibha Devi Singh Patil reminded the parliamentarians of the oath they took to uphold the Constitution prior to entering the House. She said, and I quote, "If at all we are sincere and honest to our oath of allegiance, we should not demolish any temple or any mosque. We should rather try and bring peace and harmony in the country." In 1996, after having served a high-profile career for several decades, Tai decided to stay away from limelight. The Congress leadership was firm not to let Pratibha Patil's experience dissipate. She was offered the governorship of Rajasthan. Pratibha Patil contemplated it for some time and finally accepted it. Amidst cheer and jubilation, she assumed the office of Governor of Rajasthan on November 8, 2004.
Because Rajasthan is a place from where you get lot many candidates for our army mainly and for Navy and Air Force. 2 war widows, 2 or 3 they came to see me and mentioned about their problems. They said that some say they didn't get the package so far, some say we got it but not completely. Some say it has been declared but then there are some problems. I asked the collectors of all the districts to send me a list of war widows, how many war widows are there in that district. So all the collectors, they sent me the letters, reply to that. I organized a separate cell in my secretariat here, and when Deputy Secretary was put in charge of this, so there are many tribal belts here.
And you did meet
and then in a tribals are very backward. So you have to give them special training, give special attention. Tribal girls school, public like school in Udaipur, and one in Salumbar, which is another place where there are a concentration of tribals and all.
Pratibha Patil had the unique distinction of not having lost even a single election. She got inducted in Rajya Sabha and also elevated to the position of Deputy Chairperson Rajya Sabha. This was followed by a win in Lok Sabha elections from Amravati constituency in 1991. And then when she assumed the office of Governor in Rajasthan, then came the juncture in her life when she had to face the biggest elections, the elections that booked her place in history. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's tenure as the President of India was coming to an end. Speculations were rife about his successor. Many names were being floated as presidential candidates. While the Congress was engrossed in identifying a candidate who would be acceptable to the left, BJP was contemplating on the candidature of Singh Shekhawat, the then Vice President at that point.
प्रस्ताव किया है और दस्तखत किया है प्रतिभा जी पाटिल भारत के आज़ादी के इतिहास में पहली बार महिला देश की राष्ट्रपति बनने जा रही हैं.
Speculations around Tai's candidature had now gained a lot of momentum. Although Tai maintained a very dignified silence, some of the prominent senior leaders from her party extended unstinted support. They were with her. Replies were given, and all those who tried to malign her image were firmly dealt with. After due scrutiny on July 2, 2007, it was evident that Pratibha Devi Singh Patil and Singh Shekhawat were the only 2 candidates in the fray. Newspapers and TV channels, in fact, were full of unsubstantiated gossip and news stories about her. Tai could have clarified her stand, but true to her nature, she chose to remain quiet. There was no rejoinder from her side. Finally, the results were declared. India's first woman president-elect had achieved far more than expected. It was the moment in history.
बहुत खुशी की बात है कि आज़ादी के बाद पहली बार एक महिला राष्ट्रपति बनी है.
And then finally her moment had arrived. Tai was to take oath at 1430 hours in Central Hall of Parliament on 25th of July 2007. Then came the golden moment when the Chief Justice of India, K. Balakrishnan, administered oath to the 12th President of India. The entire Central Hall reverberated with Pratibha Patil's soft yet firm voice.
I,
Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully
execute the office of President of India
execute the office of President of India
and will, to the best of my ability,
The 12th President of India and the first woman President, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, was now the new incumbent of the magnificent Rashtrapati Bhavan. The journey, which started in 1962 in Jalgaon, attained its zenith in 2007 in New Delhi.
You see, I am taking away a lot of satisfaction, the love of the people, the utmost, you see, attention and the respect which I got. This Rashtrapati Bhavan you are visited, it is yours. I am here for a temporary period, but it really belongs to the people of this country. The President has to act on the aid and advice of the Cabinet, the government. So there are a few areas and decisions of the government which come before you, where you have to act as per the advice of the government. But that doesn't cover all the activities in the country. There are many other activities which need your attention. See, what I always feel is that the reports should be based on factual position. Before saying anything, it is duty of those who say that to see whether whatever they are saying is factually correct or not, or what is the reasoning behind that. So I was a little bit hurt, but then I am President of India. I must keep my dignified silence and let people themselves judge. Ultimately, time is a great factor which tells you which is correct and which is not correct. I took up the major issues which are connected with the empowerment of women and betterment of the lot of the small and marginal farmers, rain-fed farmers. So I appointed a committee of governors to look into the whole question of women empowerment, because I was the first woman president of this country. And in right earnest, you see, I started thinking over this, that what I can do for the women, betterment of the and welfare of the women. I discussed with the Prime Minister also and tried to impress upon him that how necessary it is that there should be a national mission for the empowerment of women, which was suggested by the committee. See, I entered politics with great reluctance. But then, you see, when I entered it, I started taking interest in it. You see, the people received me with such love and affection, and they respected me so much, and they were really quite helpful to me. And they appreciated that a lady and that a young lady, unmarried girl, coming to their help, trying to go to them, trying to know what are their difficulties and trying to help them. You see, this was received with a lot of attention, due care and love and affection. So that gave me the strength that I must work for them. And it so happened that I never looked back. According to my might, I have tried to contribute for this country, and people have given me enough. Once you get elected, it is your duty to cater to the needs of the people also who have elected you. So there was a thought of quitting in politics for that, but then I was not allowed to do that. You see, the people and the leaders under whose guidance I was working, they were pulling me back, that no, we need you. Because I was working very selflessly and very sincerely. Once I took up any responsibility, that was discharged with full sincerity and honesty.
Well, Madam President, thank you for your very gracious words and for the example of your leadership that inspires so many women as well as men across this nation. I was observing that one of the reasons I think India is doing so well is because it has so many strong women leaders.